A very good Sunday afternoon, my people. It's a gorgeous day out there. Again, look at my garden. Isn't that just gorgeous? I was out today doing a lot of gardening, and I will do so again after we're done here. So let's start with our part 1, breathing exercise. Your legs, shoulder width. This is based on Taoist longevity breathing exercise. Your legs bend naturally. Arms up as if you are hugging a tree. And close your eyes. We'll do 10 times. Breathe in as deep as we can with our nose, out with our mouth. Let's start our 10 energy movements. We'll do 5 each movement. We're strengthening our triple burner. That is our whole body fluid system, our lymph system, also that help to build up the energy, protection, brain for us, circle for us. We are strengthening our immune system, our lungs and colon, our 6 arm meridian lines. Now we're strengthening our gut system. We're balancing our 7 emotions. And also if we have neck tightness, 50 shoulders, and kidney related headaches, anxiety, depression, and this will help. Balance the heart meridian line, promote intestinal health, bloating, constipation, or feel that have too much gas, and this is a good movement. And also this help to balance our precordium as well. Now the next movements, we're strengthening our dual meridian line, our 6-leg meridian line, stretch out the governing system, help to bring together the heart and kidney system. If you have hip pain, lower back pain, this will help, but I want you to do it gently. Now, our liver system. if people have kidney stones, kidney pain, bladder pain, bladder inflammation, prostate inflammation, uterus inflammation, this will help. This will also help if you want to clean up your ovaries, your tubes, and this one will be helpful as well. Our next two movements, longevity movements, your forehead, your leg, touch your knee, and you're strengthening your Du and Ren meridian line. That is your governing line, and you nourish the line to nourish you. 6 leg meridian lines as well. Now, our forehead to earth. Now you should feel the whole from your Bai Hui on the top of your head to the whole is all relaxed. Always have your water with you. After this exercise, have a little water. Make sure every day you drink water. It's important. So last time we talked a little bit about my diagnostic training or diagnostic tools that I use to look at people to see, okay, where are the imbalances? The first one we say is observation, right? We started with watching from your hair basically to your toe, right? That gives me a lot of information. So today I will share a little story. I was reading that my historical records and case study, because one of the fun things for me to do is to figure out, right? You read medical cases and they have detailed notes, and you figure out what is it that back then, what was the concern, right? What was the most taken illness or imbalances, and what did they do to fix it? If I were there, what kind of treatment plan would I give? So this was a about 2,200 years old case. So there was this incredible medical doctor, healer, that and so back then, so the medical case was about, there was this illness back then called 20 to 25 days. So if you catch that, right, if you catch that, you will die 20 to 25 days. So there's very little known symptoms people have. This medical doctor, so he lived in those times that observation was played a very, very important role, right? Because later on you have observation, you also have listening, you have smelling, you have all those other things we'll go through one by one. But this one I thought was quite interesting. So this medical doctor, and he treated the Duke's family or the master's family, and also that he treated other families as well. So once he traveled to this place as a guest, so he looked at the master or the Duke, the little king of that little region, and Qi Huanggong, he said to him, he said, "You're sick, but your sickness, illness is still in the skin level. In the skin, begin to get into your muscles. Let me treat you. Let me give you a treatment plan. You will be fine." So this guy, Qi Huanggong, he looked at him. What's wrong with you? He said, "寡人无疾. I'm not sick. Go away." So after 5 days, Bian Que looked at him again and says, "You are ill. Your illness now is in your blood vessels and is in your bloodstream. Let me treat you. You will be fine. Let me give you a treatment plan and you will be fine." So Qi Huanggong said, "寡人无疾. I'm not sick." So another 5 days passed that Bian Que says, "Well, you're sick. Now the sickness is in your meridian lines. And let me treat you and also begin to invade your organ. Let me treat you. This is your last chance. Let me treat you. You are very sick." So Qi Huanggong says, "I am not sick. Go away." And then he told his followers, he told those people, he says, "What's wrong with this guy? What is wrong with these doctors? What's wrong with those so-called healers? They try to tell me I'm sick, but I'm not." So another 5 days has passed. When Bian Que looked at him, and this healer, this medical doctor, started to run, because back then you have to go backwards, right? You cannot show your bottoms to your superior. So he backed, and he tried to run as fast as he could. So Qi Huanggong said, "Go and capture him. Why is he running away from me?" So Bian Che was called and brought in front of him. Bian Che said to him, well, the illness now, it's everywhere. It's in your fascia, it's in your triple burner, it's everywhere. There's nothing I can do. You will die very soon. So, and then he just ran away. So Qi Huanggong went back home, fell ill after 5 days, and he died. So that 20 to 25 days illness has gone, and we don't really see that kind of, I haven't really seen a case like that. And I couldn't really fathom what kind of illness was that. And back then it was taken so many. And without feeling any symptoms. So I have some ideas here and there. But this story tells us more than just that, right? And first of all, and tells us the importance of being trained as a diagnostician, the importance of knowing where to look, how to look, what to look, that observation piece, because he didn't really touch his pulse, he didn't do anything, he just by observation, he saw that. And that to me is very, very incredible. And second, from recipient's point of view, right, from patient's point of view, right, if you are blessed enough to have a medical doctor or a healer or someone who will advise you, right, you need to listen. Let's go back to what I want you to do, people. You know, how about the 70 ounces water? How about sleep 8 hours? How about talk about your poops and make sure every day you have gorgeous pooping? So all these things that, you know, I'm not coming to you and tell you, oh, you know, you're sick. I'm saying, hey, go and drink water and make sure you sleep well and make sure you poop well. Make sure you eat seasonally. Make sure you manage your stress right. Don't let that stress get to you. And make sure you don't overindulge. So, make sure you listen to me. Don't tell me, go away. Say, oh yeah, I should do that. So I thought there was just kind of a little bit very interesting historical case I was studying and sharing with you. And then the next thing that I thought we can either go to the next diagnostic piece of saying, what is listening and smelling, right? Or we could use a little time today to guide people a little bit, because people are going back to work, especially little kids are going back to work. So I got some requests from teachers, from parents to say, what can you help us do? You know, with kids are going back to school. So what are the little tricks I can give you? I have plenty of tricks. So, but I thought with kids, maybe together that you can teach them, or we can teach them something that fun, that also they will love to do it. So I do think that if we're still kids, especially teachers, they know, right? Fall is a season, a lot of kids will be coughing and they will have fevers and they will give to each other and then they will give to you. So on the top of that, and you know, we still have COVID out there. So what is it we can do to that is a part of how they build up their immune system. So if they cough, they cough. If they have fever, they have fever. If they're sick, they will get better, right? But do we want to give them, because of the circumstances outside, give them a little boost and give yourself a little boost. Yeah, we can do that. But here is what I want you to do. Instead of just focus on your kids, you need to focus on yourself and says, okay, so are you thinking through this responsibly and logically? That means you have to have enough balance to do so, right? If your intestines are too damp, if your spleen is too damp, leak too much toxins in your intestines, that will really in a way prevent you from thinking clearly, right? So just look at your kids and says, okay, so how's your immune system? How much extra boost do you need? Do you need the extra boost like herbal bath boost? Because we do give little kids, the kids that in elementary schools and under 10 or 11, you can do a herbal bath twice a week to do a bath for them. You can brew the herbs, and we'll give you herbs, we'll give you instructions how to brew herbs, and you can brew herbs, and that will help them to soak in the herbs. The herbs will slowly going in to their system. That will help to, it's the similar things, right? Reduce their overall inflammation, reduce their overall toxins, and also balance, not just boost, but balance their immune system. So that is something you can do. We have the herbs. And then the other thing you can do is if they have GI issues that influence their lungs, because we know colon and lungs, small intestines and heart, and they're connected, and you can do a skin rolling, right? We have a good video to teach you how to do a skin rolling. If you do the skin rolling, you'll need to do 2 to 3 times a week. So teachers, and always make sure they sleep good, make sure you give them enough fluid, enough water, and make sure just the basic things that you do, and you will help them to do the same, right? But the teachers that what can you do if you have little ones to help them to learn something that they can do to get their immune system balanced throughout the day? Give them that little extra boost. So the fall is coming. The fall is related to the lung and colon. And in animals, that's what we call the white tiger time. So the white tiger time, what does that mean? That means it is important to balance their immune system and also give an extra boost to their lymph to help them to flow better. So then you will have classrooms of little, tigers and tigeress. So their immune system will be that good. So then you can relax much more to, you can relax much more, because then you have really helped them in a short period of time to balance their immune. And also if you go back to office, and you should do the same thing, because this is, you all have at least 6-7 months of 10 energy movements as our base now. So you are no longer where you were, my people. You are no longer where you were. You're in your body, the wellness of your body. You're much more advanced compared to almost a lot of people you know, right? You do that day by day without realizing how much better you are now. So now teachers, go back to teachers. Let's teach these little kids how to do a movement, right? A movement we call whole tiger. So first part is the tiger paw. So I want you to lift your paw, raise your hands, your paw, right? This is your lung, colon, pericardium, right? And your triple burner, your heart. By doing the tiger pause, you are actually activating the meridian lines, right? You are activating the meridian lines that especially there are 3 parts of lymph, right? You are activating the second part, this part, by doing the tiger pause. Right now, hands, tiger pause. Right, okay. So on the second part is your eyes. Teach those little kids, open your eyes wide. That's your liver. And open your mouth like this. And this, when you do this, what are you activating? What are you balancing? You are balancing your neck. This is very important part of the lymph system, right? Your mouth. Think about, look at the tiger. Tiger is coming. Now, I want all of you to have some tiger energy, right? The tiger paws, right? And the tiger eyes, tiger face. Now, I want you to slowly, teachers, slowly follow me. Legs. Put your legs out like this, right? And look at my hands. Look at the tiger paws. My eyes, my face. Now this part is activated. This part is activated, right? The legs is out. Okay, so now are we all doing that? And now tell those little guys. Now change to another hand. So again, tiger paws. Tiger is coming. Tiger paws. Tiger is coming. So let these little kids, and this is really good because you have your lymph, part 1, part 2, you have your heart, lungs, pericardium, part 3 of your lymph by kicking your legs out, right? And then this part is important as well, right? Because this is the moment of release of your energy, boost your young energy up. So the little kids, they are young, they have a lot of young energy to begin with. By doing that, and their immune system is really balanced. So this is, teachers, one of the movements you can teach these little kids do is the tiger. And then we can later on learn more of other movements. I'll teach you why we want to be a monkey and why we want to be a snake and why we want to be a bird and why it's important for these little kids or for all of us to get the spirit of the animal and get the spirit of the tiger. Tiger represent power. Tiger represent to really release, right, the fall, to get the lungs, to get the heart, to get the kidney system better. Also, that moment of to get your due meridian line open up, so to release the lymph fluid, so the kids have better flow. So let's review it. Tiger pause. Tiger pause. So you do that, then all of you will thank me later. So I will leave room for questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. Can you talk a little bit about, you spoke a little bit about the spirit of the animal, sort of manifesting or taking on the energy of that. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Each animal that, you know, our essence, right? It's not, well, one observation I have about people is you are too human. So we forgot the connections with nature. We forgot we're part of nature. We also forgot that our non-human friends have a lot to offer, because each one of them represents certain type of energy that also a part of energy that in us. So if we want that balanced immune in the fall time, that's the white tiger. So if we, that extreme yang, right? If we want the snake, the yin energy. So that's really just why that we are naturally connected to them. And we just need to, from time to time, reactivate that part of essence in us, because they are a part of us. We're all together, right? The whole energy is connected. So they look more fit, have more hair than us, but really, I mean, we are all in one. And learn something from them. They have an incredible routine, yeah, and they follow their routine. So should we.
Thank you, Dr. Liu. Just along the lines of kids going back to school and maybe people transitioning back to the office, a lot of people are really struggling with masks, Dr. Liu. Could you give us some recommendations as to what might be kid-friendly options?
Well, organic cotton is good, organic silk is good, and the one-time use mask, I don't really recommend that, because it's just too much chemicals in them. And I think that if kids, that you give them some friendly masks, some, if they have a compromised immune, I give them a filter system, you know, that should be fine. That should be fine, because the real severe N95 and those things are, those times are not, we're not in that time. So we can, if we wear a mask, cotton mask, silk mask, that will do, or cloth mask, that will do.
Dr. Liu, as we transition to the fall, is there a time where we need to be very mindful, just as we continue to, you know, with the virus and the variants, will there be a specific time where we really have to just be very mindful in terms of everything that we're doing, and how do we navigate?
I think it's always good. We are always mindful, it's always good. But there has to be a balance to that as well. And mindfulness is something that if you let your kids do whatever they want, that is not being mindful. If they don't want to eat vegetables, you just look at them and say, hey, look, you know, you don't want to eat healthy food, that's your choice. That's not being mindful because they're kids. If you let them use computers all the time and chat with their friends all the time and get really seriously invested in human unnecessary emotions, that's not being mindful. So not being mindful is not just, oh, wow, if I send my kids to school with a mask on, I am the perfect parent. I beg to differ. Mindfulness comes in helping your kids to be a responsible youngster that really practice a healthy lifestyle, that and to balance their immune system. In my view, that means mindfulness. And also respect others. If there is a request of wearing masks, then wear masks, right? And always wash hands, that is always good, right? A lot of kids, but kids that they need to play. They need to play together. That physical touch is important. That's important. They cannot always be 6 feet apart with each other. Then the damage we make to the world views of this generation, it will be more damaging compared to if you think you send them to school with a mask on, with a lunchbox full of junk. So it is a difficult time. There's never an easy time to be parents. But now is one of the challenge times to be parents because you really have to be a good model. You really have to be very mindful to get them a healthy lifestyle, to guide them into a healthy lifestyle. That means there's a lot of extra work because it is easy for you to say, you want to play with your phone, go and play with your phone, leave me alone, right? You want to eat this junk, eat this junk. You know, it's easy, but it is not being mindful. So just forget about the pandemic for a while, just to say, what is it to be a responsible parent? It's not easy. It's really not easy, especially now, you know, you see people are struggling themselves, right? Who doesn't have their burdens? But do not let your children slide in their lifestyle, because it is so important. You know, what I am very grateful is that my master, my grandmother, my teachers, that help me to set up a lifestyle that was disciplined. That I will always be grateful to them. I hope one day your kids can say the same about you.
I'm looking forward to seeing all those tigers in our clinic, Dr. Liu. I imagine they will be excited to show you. Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. That was really beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Cheers to the tiger. The kids will like it.
Thank you, Dr. Liu. Grrr.
Many
Thank you, Dr.
thanks.
Thank you, sir. Inspiring as always. Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Liu and Sarah. Grrr.
Thank you.